Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. And I'm here again in the middle of the week to talk about faith. And I have one verse from a famous passage in Ephesians that you've probably heard, but I'll share it again. Ephesians chapter 6. Now, the chapters here talking about the armor of God and putting on all these things to protect us and allow us to live a life full of all that God wants for us. And we get down to verse 16, and it's talked about different articles of clothing. They're all imagery from a soldier's armor. And then it says finally, in addition to all these, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. Hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. What's a shield? A shield is something you put in front of you to keep something from getting to you. Soldiers had a shield. In those days, they carried it on their arm and they would use it to reflect the blows of someone trying to hit it with a sword. Or if an arrow came, to stick it up and keep the arrow from getting onto you. A shield is a protectant. I went to the car wash the other day, washed my car, and it asked me, did I want to pay extra for a foam protectorant of the paint? Well, I didn't pay for that. Maybe I should have, but I've never thought that that little spray would really make that much of a difference. Now, maybe it does. I grant you. Somebody might call me and say, John, you should be doing this. And then maybe I'll change my mind. But for now, I just pass on that thing because I feel like there's enough protection on that paint. But there's not enough protection against the fiery arrows of the devil. Now, whether you believe there's a devil or not, I don't care. Whether it's a person or evil forces, I don't care about that either. It's your choice. See it any way you want to. But I do believe and I do care that people understand that in this world there are situations, people, forces, some call it negative energy, that seeks to tear you apart. And I will tell you that it will succeed if you let it. Nobody is strong enough on their own to prevent anything bad happening to them. Can't do it. But we can have this shield, this protectant, and it's called faith. What's the shield of faith? It's the absolute belief and conviction that God is, that He wants the best, and that He rewards those who seek Him. That's what Hebrews says. Faith that God is, that He wants the best for you, and He will reward those who seek Him. It's that kind of faith that gets you through the day, or at least gets you through the troubles. It's that kind of faith that builds strength for you to develop a character that stands up for right versus wrong, that allows you to be ahead of the crowd if the crowd's going in the wrong direction and turn it around, that allows you to continue moving through life with joy and happiness, even if the whole thing's falling apart. Faith. Jesus said, with it, you can do anything. I said, it's like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Believe God for something little, then believe Him for something bigger, and then believe Him for something bigger. And live a life full of faith, full of the opportunities to trust Him. You know, none of us can predict the future. None of us can guarantee anything beyond the right now. I have faith I'm going to finish this series because I think God wanted me to share it. And I have faith that tomorrow I'll get up and live the way God wants me to. But I can't guarantee either one of those. All I can do is trust in God and then live my life based on trusting in God. So how about you? Where can you trust God more today? Where can you trust Him a little bit better? You know your life. I don't. You know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. I don't. You know where you need help, and I don't. But God does. And all we have to do is pick it up. See, the shield doesn't do us any good if it's laying on the ground. The buddy's guy next door's shield doesn't do you any good unless it's your own. The shield doesn't do us any good unless it's active and working. And that's what faith is. Faith for you, for me, and everybody else. So today, think about your life. Think about where you are in life and what you're struggling with, what you're trying to make sense out of. And allow God, trust Him to be at work in the midst of it. What do you think about that? If you have a need or a concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another little story, another verse about faith.